Fleet are we on? No, that's not this week, is it? Oh yeah, we're on.
Yeah. We're on Facebook as well.
Fresh, yeah.
Did you say it's Facebook?
Yeah.
Try getting from Facebook streamer.
So, why YouTube's running? Got to tell you what we could have done with giving it a tidy.
Oh, there we go.
Is it on Facebook? Yeah.
Oh my word. Chicken in the...
Oh, one sec. I know.
I apologise about the mess.
Oh my god.
We do need to have a deep clean of this house. I'll say you that.
I've never seen the... God. That's what happens when everyone moves back. So...
Can you drop us a comment if you can sit, if we're here? Have we got one?
Tom,
evening boys, evening Tom.
So yeah, there's a few people joining now.
Should we crack on?
Yeah, get started. I mean, it's, 1 minute, so yeah.
Well, what a week.
I'm sort of glad it's all blown over before, because I didn't want it to take over the show.
I coordinate my dress for the show well in advance, and I had wore black today for the death of football. Yeah. I mean, where can we start?
Well, we hadn't even introduced the show. There's no need to introduce it.
Really.
I think everyone's really seen what's gone on this. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you've been living under a rock.
Yeah.
I mean, the European Super League.
Well, what a shambles, and rightly so. It lasted
2 days.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, the thing is, I think everyone's probably sick to death of hearing about it. Everyone's probably over the moon. It's been called off. Still. I mean, there's still going to be protests. I mean, the thing.
The ramifications for this will go on for ages. I think
the thing that's annoying me is it's the clubs being tarnished by greedy and mostly American owners. I mean,
you're people like you, people like Sam who watches every week, Arsenal, Spurs fans. It's them I feel sorry for, because their name's getting dragged through the mud.
I mean, Gary Neville just. He's chucking sly digs. I mean, the thing is, everyone's got their opinions on Gary Neville. I mean, at the minute, I've been seeing people saying he needs a statue built. I mean, I've got different opinions. I think what he said has been perfect, and for once. But I mean, it's frustrating when he drags Arsenal, Spurs into it. I mean, needlessly, really. When United are an absolute shambles at the moment. But either way, I mean, he has spoke well about it. I mean, if you haven't heard what he said, again, you're probably living under a rock, but. It's just
been crazy, hasn't it? Like, I remember I was watching the United Burnley game on Sunday, and the news broke, and then all hell broke loose, didn't it? I mean, Monday Night Football made for some good viewing.
Yeah, it did, and I mean, I think it always is good viewing anyway. But I mean, it comes after we clinch a 97th minute equaliser against third from bottom Fulham.
Yeah.
Real Madrid drew 0-0 with Getafe. I mean. United were held 0-0 at half time, and I didn't think looked.
No.
Didn't look elite.
Liverpool dropped points.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea dropped points.
Yeah.
To 10-man Brighton if you want to make it. I know obviously 92nd minute or whatever, but I mean it's just. I mean there's nothing super about it, is it? I mean it's just.
But where do you think we go from here? What ramifications do you think are acceptable, and what ramifications do you expect? Or
I mean. I think if there isn't points deductions in place, I think it is unfair.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I hate to admit it being but I mean, there's that many clubs. I mean, you've faced it. Portsmouth, Bolton, Wednesday this season, Wigan, and Wigan is one of the harshest. I mean, they'll know full well. It doesn't matter that it's unfair on the fans, but it's unfair on the fans of other clubs if they go unpunished just because of the size of the clubs. I hate to admit it, but I mean, what sort of...
Speak about unfair, it's unfair. There's one around Wigan fans last season, Wigan players last season who'd comfortably have finished mid-table.
I think, and I think what annoys me the most about it is, they've come out, I mean, I've read the apologies, and I think Arsenal did look sincere. Obviously not from bloody Kroenke, who's just an absolute. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say. I
don't want all this praise now for owners. Now they've come out and released his half-assed apology. Like, did you watch John W. Henry, Liverpool? I mean, I'm not even how many times.
I've read it, and
I mean, he did a video as well, and I'm not even thinking John W. Henry. What's he tried to do at Liverpool? He's tried to join this Super League. He's tried to put ticket prices up to £77.
I mean, that's what's happened at Arsenal.
Yeah,
and I mean, like I say,
and I do think genuine Liverpool fans don't buy it.
No, of course not. I mean, I read the article, and it definitely wasn't from Kroenke.
Yeah.
It was from, and I thought it was well written. It still doesn't justify it, but I thought it was a well written sort of open letter. But I think the worst bit is it's just, I don't think some people realise the effect it'd have on the lower leagues.
Yeah.
And that's what annoys me.
And do you know what? As a lower league fan, I've always been one of, not always, but I've always been, Stan Kroenke, what are you moaning about? You're spending so and so. But now I do understand it. It's educated me in a way.
I think the thing is, it's you look. I can't remember who said it. It's Sam Jordan who said it on TalkSport that he's got them rolling. They're not they're not really challenging for anything, so he doesn't have to spend money. But they're not low down. They're staying in mid. Because realistic, probably. Opinionate, third biggest club in the country. So they're going to generate. We're going to generate the.
I think your biggest clubs in the country for me have always been, and probably always will be, United, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly, and so he knows that he's going to get the ticket sales. He knows that they're going to be on TV a lot more than other teams. So if he sits them in mid-table, not really spending too much. I mean, everyone will say, yeah, well, what about 72 million on Pepe, which is lasting 5 seasons? I mean, that is stingy as anything. He's running it, and I mean. I do feel like it is Kroenke, John Henry, and the Glazers.
Joel
Glazer?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even know the offside rule.
No.
And
then on the flip side, you've got, how can a Chelsea fan really slag Roman Abramovich off? How can a Man City fan really slag Sheikh Mansour off?
I think the thing is,
and then Tottenham. We haven't even spoke about Tottenham's owners.
Yeah, I mean.
Daniel Levy. I mean, there's Sam. Yeah. He always makes a joke about Joe Lewis, the Tottenham owner. He's got a new yacht. He's got a new painting to buy for his yacht or something like that.
Yeah, they suck all the money out of the club, don't they?
But I do feel like, I think, is it Enoch, Tottenham's owners, something like that.
Yeah, Enoch.
I know Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy are the two. But I feel like they're getting less because they're British, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When realistically, I think they should be getting the brunt of it because Americans don't understand how our football works.
But it's because Joe Lewis is American.
No, he's English.
Oh, is it Joe Lavey that's...
No, Levy's English
Which
as well.
is the American one? There's an American...
I don't think there is an American involved.
I'm sure there is... Well, Sam will be able to tell us. I'm sure there is an American at the top, and he was the one that was involved. I mean, it was...
Are you thinking of Chelsea with Bruce?
No. Honestly, and it was... I mean, the source was troops off Arsenal on TV.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how reliable it is, but he said that... doesn't matter. I mean, I think he did say Joe Lewis and all that, so he's obviously got it wrong.
I think Joe Lewis is English. But...
Yeah, either way, I mean... the thing I feel... For once I do feel a bit... They've obviously got in there, done it, and they just had the mickey taken out of them. When realistically, I mean, if you're going to be invited to it, what owner's going to turn it down? I mean, you don't want them to, but they're not going to turn down the millions, are they? Because they don't care about the fans.
So last thing on the Super League, because I feel like it's been done to death for the whole week, and we want to have a nice, enjoyable show. We don't want to just moan for the whole thing. So, what do you think you'll get a points deduction? You said you should. But do you think you will? I don't think you will. I think for me, I think a year-long transfer ban incoming might be the way they go.
I think that'd be the best thing for Arsenal. Bringing the youth in, properly playing them. I mean, and I think the thing is, because they've got a bit of bargaining power on, because they've obviously gone to leave, and I don't care what UEFA and Premier League say about them. They don't care. They don't care. The reason that they're bothered about them leaving isn't because of them destroying the football pyramid. It's because they're going to be losing out.
The Premier League were absolutely bricking it, because if your likes of your Man United, your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, if they leave, their brand is worthless.
Yeah, well, the big
game. Who's realistic? Like you said to me the other day off camera, who's going to be excited for a top of the league clash between Leicester and
West Ham?
Yeah,
I mean, and the thing is, I don't care. It's the big derbies that get the Sky income in, and
the big derbies, ironically, the most disappointing games.
Yeah, but that's the worst bit this season. But they're always the ones that you get the millions of viewers for.
So, what comments have we got on the Super League?
Right, let's have a quick look.
Jackie Lambert, Kroenke out,
and. Spelt it wrong though.
Is that your dad taking charge?
I'm presuming so. You're in the shower longer than the Super League lasted. Oh God, it's all about Arsenal. We've seen Arsenal on a comedy show loads. God.
What's happening? Evening chaps. Alex, thoughts on?
Oh, one sec. Levy out, Enick out, Sky Sports out. And what do you think to the timing of the Jose Mourinho sacking?
Well, that's what we're going to come on to next.
Yeah.
And then what we got on YouTube, we got...
Oh, we have actually. Oh, God, yeah. Thoughts on Madrid and Barca wanting Kov to replace Man City after their 3 straight wins?
Well, I don't want to say anything on that.
The Super League was obviously morally wrong, but was there any rules broken? If there wasn't, I doubt they'll be able to do... Right, so there was, and I'm going to have to find it out again, the source was Twitter, so I'm not sure how, but there was a rule about displacing the football pyramid and that they can deduct points for it. Oh no, is it... I think it's unlimited.
Sorry, I've just caught Harry's last comment. That's made me chuckle. We won't read it on air, but
no, I think it was unlimited fines, and I mean unlimited fines is gonna. The thing is, it's not going to bother super billionaires. I mean, what they're going to get fined a few hundred million.
Yeah.
I mean, to them, I mean, if you put it in. If you find them 100 and something million...
I think the only fair thing to do is to find the big 6 that much and give all the money to us.
I genuinely do... Back where's the fine going to go? Realistically, it's going to be
paid to Richard Masters, Richard Scudamore's back pocket.
Yeah, so you put it into the leagues, and I mean realistically... whether they want to do it, start showing more League 1, League 2 games, because there's so many people who would, and especially when they've been troubled by so much COVID. I mean, we won't name the guest, but we spoke to the guest who plays for a football league club currently, and he was saying that they're getting 400 people on iFollow when they're used to thousands in the stadium. I mean, that can't be sustainable. No.
Right, so let's move on from the Super League now. We've done almost 15 minutes on it. So I mean, it says I've heard this line so much this week, but it is so true. The fact that Jose Mourinho being sacked is one of the last things that's coming up on the news. Yeah, probably says a lot about what's been going on. But Jose Mourinho has been sacked. Yeah. Ryan Mason. Fun facts about Ryan Mason: the first person to take charge of a Premier League game after Sky Sports was formed in 1990.
I've seen it as well,
and he's been given the reins till the end of the season. It's him, Chris Powell and Ledley King, I think.
Yeah, Ledley King was definitely involved,
I think Spurs sacking Mourinho, probably the right thing to do. I think he'd kind of lost the plot a little bit.
I'm not sure, I'd have given him the final. I think it is a really strange time, and like we said, you'd sack him before the game against... who did they play last night? Southampton, of course. That's the drinks for you. Yeah. And I do think it's the strangest time, and like you say, before the cup final, you'd have thought, and especially Mourinho, I think he'd have been. But the thing is, Ryan Mason's coming. I've seen Harry Kane's post. It's a bit emotional, a bit soppy. They've obviously got. I mean, after the way that his career ended, he's probably going to give the biggest speech on how to play for the badge and all this, and maybe it'll work. I think they are going to need. Well, I don't know. I think it was a bit harsh saying they need a miracle because, Villa nearly did it last night. Leeds did it the other week. Yeah. And I mean, is Kane back for the final? I'm
not certain.
Well, I mean, even if they said he wasn't, they'd play him with 2 broken legs, I'd imagine, to win it. But I mean, like I say, it's just the strangest timing.
Where do you see the final going then? Because you know what, I think Tottenham have got a chance.
I think now, like I say, I think if Ryan Mason plays it, play for me. Yeah. They haven't won something in 13 years. I mean, City, it's routine for City really to win it, so they can't win every single League Cup final, surely.
I think my prediction for this, we'll give a prediction on the cup. Yeah. I'm going to go 2-1 to Spurs. I think Gareth Bale's going to pull something magic out of the hat. I think now Mourinho's gone, I think the shackles are going to be off. I think Bale's going to turn up, and I think Spurs are going to win 2-1 in extra time, like they did in 2008.
Yeah, I actually seen a little stat. Gareth Bale, 12 goal contributions in 9 starts. So, do you know what? I can't predict Spurs to win. I can't. I do think they've got a chance, and I do think it's going to go close. I'm going to go 2-1 the other way, 2-1 to City.
need to get Jonathan Woodgate back, don't they? Little header.
I know.
An extra time. But
fingers crossed not.
Right, just quickly on Mourinho. I don't think there's going to be... I don't think there'll never not be clamour for Mourinho. I think someone will always go for Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
I think he'll be back in football soon.
You said national team, didn't you?
Yeah, I see him being an international manager.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way forward. I can't see another English club going for him now. I mean, who's left really?
Exactly.
I mean, well, if Arteta goes,
Newcastle.
He's got a
lot of time for Newcastle because he worked for Bobby Robson.
I mean, that would be
crazy.
That would be some of the worst football you've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
But no, I think, like I say, I think national team's probably the way forward for him.
Yeah.
Or maybe Porto.
Possibly back to Porto. Yeah. Any comments?
Send them all to non-league. Bring on Yeovil away. Nothing really much.
Right. So let's go on to the Premier League. Arsenal v Everton.
Big game.
Well.
So
yeah.
Well, I think it's really. Someone's phone. No, I think it's. I mean, it's a nothing game for me really. I'm not too bothered about the league now.
The season's over really.
Yeah,
isn't it? I mean, that game last week was pitiful.
Lacazette and Aubameyang out. I mean, Lacazette's. I mean, who would have thought it's the bigger miss? And it's not looking like he's going to be back for either Europa League tie. So it's just a bit of a push to when Aubameyang can get back. I think the main bonus is there's no excuse not to play Martinelli now. There's no excuse to. I mean, Balogun's got to get him running the side. I think Nketiah will still. I mean, he got the goal the other day. That's probably pushed him up ahead of Balogun. But no, I think it's a good excuse to get some of the youth in.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a good time to shoehorn some players in before the big game against Emery's Villarreal. So I don't know. I mean, what are you predicting for it?
I'm going to go 2-2. No, in fact, no. Everton drew 2-2 last week. I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah, I think watching the previous game, I thought we looked pitiful against Fulham and the previous game against Everton, which was a shocker. I mean, how we only lost 2-1 was. I think I would have gone 1-1.
Go 1-1 as well.
I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1
I'll be a bit biased.
That'll take you above Everton into 8.
Yeah, and is it 3 points behind Spurs?
Yeah.
With a win.
No, 4.
4.
Right.
Well.
So yeah, 2-2. No,
Yeah.
1-1 for me and 2-1
for you.
Right. Next up, Liverpool versus Newcastle, and Newcastle, you'd think now safe. They can go to Anfield and enjoy themselves really. And Liverpool probably need to win.
Yeah.
Do need to win.
I think
even.
Probably
Because with West Ham and Chelsea playing each other, this is a good chance for Liverpool to make some ground on someone.
Yeah, and I think recently watching Newcastle's been. I mean, it shows how much St Maximin and Wilson have been missed, especially St Maximin.
Willock as well.
I mean, Willock's been chipping off the bench. I think it's probably a good sign for Arsenal. Lacking goals in midfield, he's got 3 now for Newcastle. I'd like to say they've got no pressure on them really. I think they can go out there. Maybe I mean. Liverpool have not exactly been a fortress at Anfield this season, have they? So I mean, there's positives for Newcastle. I just think that Liverpool need it more. I think they'll be back on the game, and I'm going to predict 2-1. I know it's 2-1s in a row, but
do you know what? I'm going to go only 1-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I can't see it being a high score.
No. Then probably the biggest game of the weekend. From the London Stadium is West Ham versus Chelsea. West Ham win would take them up to third because Leicester. Take them into third because Leicester don't play till Monday night.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, Tuchel's come in and he's done very well, but kind of stuttered in the league recently.
Yeah. Well, the game we've spoken of about it against West Brom.
The game against Brighton, that was shocking.
And I know I don't think we did the predictions, but
no,
you had proof. I did say this has got 0-0 written all over it. I should have stuck my life savings on it, but no, I think West Ham have started to drop. I mean, I thought they would at some point.
They only lost to Newcastle.
Yeah, and then they had the game against us, 3-0 up, bottling a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's inexcusable at any level. Nearly bottling it again against Leicester. I think their issue is holding on to lead. I mean, Craig Dawson's out.
Yeah.
I think that's a big miss for him. I think not only defensively.
Do you know what? I never, ever in my life thought that Craig Dawson would be a big miss in a match for the top 4. But it's been a weird year, hasn't it?
It definitely has. But I mean, you can't write off. I hate to say, you can't write off Lingard with the form he's been in. So, who would have thought this would be a big game for Champions League football next season?
Do you know what? I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham. I think they're gonna win.
I'm gonna say they're gonna get a result. I'm not as confident as you. I'm gonna say 2-2. I think there's got to be a 2-2 in there somewhere.
Right. Okay. Next up, Sheffield United playing for pride. Really, now they're officially gone. Home to Brighton. Brighton really should have won at Stamford Bridge for me on was it Tuesday night?
It was Tuesday.
Yeah,
it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Brighton should have won. I think Lallana missed a good chance. I think Morpie missed a good chance. I can just see Sheffield United turning around and having their tummy tickled here. But then again, teams sometimes when they're relegated, do play with the shackles off and get and put a few results together. But I'm going to go 1-0 to Brighton.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you. I think that it's going to be a Brighton win. I think I know they're not mathematically safe. I think you can't really have a better game really when Sheffield United are already down. They might throw a few kids in there for a bit of Premier League experience because, I mean, they've not got the worst record in Premier League history, so they've not got that to worry about. They've like I say, they can get some kids in there with a bit of Premier League experience. In all fairness, probably add a bit of if they've got a few kids in there that add a couple zeros on there, and
I think players will probably be playing for the shop window as well, if that makes sense.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you've got a few players in there that I can't see getting a shoe in next season, like a transfer. Sorry, and they'll probably be thinking, I don't want to be playing Champions League, Championship football next season. But I'm sticking with Brighton when I'm going to go 2-0.
Yeah. Next up, Wolves versus a team who I wouldn't say are home and dry yet, which is Burnley. If I look at the table,
they've been thrown back into it, really.
Well, they're 6 points behind Fulham.
Above Fulham.
6 points in front of Fulham. They have got a game in hand. Fulham don't play this weekend because they wanted to play Spurs, but they've already played that game. And I don't think Burnley will go down. I think Fulham have left themselves too much to do now. But I don't think they'll win here. I'm going to just say 2-0 to Wolves.
Yeah, I think Wolves, Adama Traore especially, sort of picked it up recently. And although they're still not brilliant to watch, they've got a little bit about them now. I think Burnley recently have been really
cruising,
poor.
I'd say. They've been coasting.
I think they thought they were clear.
We've got a wasp.
Yeah.
Beyond the blinds.
That will be. I think we'll survive. But no, I think the thing is with Wolves. I mean, it's sort of. I can't remember what I was saying. No, Burnley. I think they thought they were safe.
They've been coasting.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, it's awful to watch. But the thing is, I know we've gone on about Fulham. I mean, watching them, I didn't think they were anything.
No.
But I think they do look like a side that are destined to go down. And do you know what I can see? I know we haven't spoke about them yet. I can see West Brom overtaking them the way that they're playing at the minute. I'm sticking with you. I'm going to go 1-0 to Wolves.
Okay. Next up, a game I really wish fans were in for. I really do, because I've never actually seen a proper game like this in my life. I think when they're at their pomp, I was not really watching football. But Leeds versus Man United.
The only one I can think of was in the Beckford. In the cup. Yeah.
But it's one of the classic games in English football. It was a ridiculous game earlier in the season. I can't see it being that high scoring this time.
Oh no.
I predicted 0-0 for that as well.
You did. I remember. Yeah.
But I think it'll just be Man United. I think the league is wrapped up now. Oh my God, that wasp's found its way in.
Oh God. No, I'm not scared of them. Me anyway.
Oh.
It's not a wasp. It's a fly.
Oh right, okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not big enough to be a wasp.
It's a fly.
Right,
Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. So where were we? Yeah.
Leeds United.
Leeds United
versus Man United.
I think this will be. Yeah, sorry, Man United said you did say that they have got a chance. I don't think they have now.
I think if Villa won, then I think they'd have been a bit shaky. But I mean, winning with 10 men.
I think Leeds will give Man United a game like they give every. I mean, to be fair, they gave them a game at Old Trafford, even if it was 6-2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to go 3-2 to Man United. Okay. I think that, although I know Leeds have looked a lot better, and I think it is going to be another high scoring one, but I just can't see. I just think Man United I don't know. I just 3-2.
I'll look forward to this game with supporters next season then.
Yeah,
I really will, because I think it'll be an amazing atmosphere.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I'm glad that I know they've been safe really all season, but they have stayed up.
Next, we've got a big game from the West Midlands. Aston Villa versus West Brom. Now, West Brom actually play tonight, don't they? They've got Leicester.
Oh yeah,
but that's not this round of fixtures, so we haven't bothered predicting that. I think, God, how many times have I said West Brom need to win?
I think it's just the weekly occurrence.
But Villa not looking any great shapes without Grid. They gave it a good go last night, but even against 10 men, I know it's Man City, they still come up short.
I think they sort of.
And I think West Brom are going to get a result.
Well,
do you know what? I'm going to go 1-0 to West Brom, and Big Sam to keep the Great Escape alive, very, 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 very faintly.
Yeah, and I think if West Brom. I mean, it is like you say, clutching at straws, saying that they've got a chance. But I mean, you can't write them off until it's mathematically impossible. I think I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say. No, I can't keep agreeing. I'm going to go 1-1.
Right.
I can't keep agreeing with you. I'm going to have to go against it eventually. So yeah, a 1-1 I've gone for.
Okay. Well, final game of the week is Leicester versus Crystal Palace, and really, Leicester could find themselves. Well, dropping out the top 4 if they look. I think they could find themselves within touching. Look, the other team within touching.
Yeah.
If Liverpool win and West Ham or Chelsea win, they're going to be in touching distance.
Dropping out.
Yeah. So I think there could be a bit of added pressure on Leicester for this game. And Palace are a weird team, aren't they? They can pull a result out of nowhere. And I think I'm right in saying they've got quite a decent record away to Leicester as of recently.
Yeah. The thing is with Palace, I think they are like. I don't think they've even been that bad this season.
No.
I mean, I said when they got thumped, was it 7-0 by Liverpool? I didn't even think they looked that bad.
But
they're just a bang average team under Roy Hodgson.
I think Leicester, it's going to be a big game for them, but I'm going to back them. I think they're going to deal with the occasion like they did at the weekend in the FA Cup, and I don't particularly think they played great.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go 2-1 to Leicester.
I'm going to say 3-0 Leicester. I think that they've got to pull a result out somewhere.
Come on, Chelsea, for that cup final, by the way. Andy and Beth, don't let me down. We can't have Leicester winning the cup.
See, I'm complete opposite, so it'd be a good watch. No, I said 3-0 didn't I, for that game, so not for the final.
So, have we got any questions in before we move on to the EFL?
Leicester or West Brom to win tonight?
1-1.
That's what Jackie has said. 1-1. I am going to go. I'm going 2-1 Leicester. I can't keep. I think that's 2-1 Leicester. And we've got another one. Which 2 of the 4 do you think will make Champions League? Leicester, West Ham, Chelsea, Liverpool. Do you know what? I think I am going to be a bit boring here. And I've got a feeling that Chelsea and Liverpool.
Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah, I think that although it's been a bit like a bit of a fairy tale for them, I think it's almost like when Sheffield United got the prospect of European football last season, I think they just dropped off, and I think that's sort of it must be a bit. When you're not got any pressure on you, you just wanting to stay up, like in West Ham's case, and then I think the pressure eventually.
Do you know what? I would like West Ham to get in the Champions League. I think it'd be a bit quirky, a bit different.
Yeah.
But my head's telling me, I do think Leicester will see it. I don't want them to, but I do think Leicester will see it through. I'm going to go Leicester and Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, the things I've just predicted Leicester win tonight.
Yeah.
And on Monday night. A bit there.
Yeah.
But no, we'll leave it as that.
Right, so moving to the EFL. Now I've gone to the good the effort, of not working out, but collecting all the permutations for the weekend's football, and we'll tell you what's going to happen and what there can be promotions and relegations this week. Very simple to start off with. Watford will be promoted if they beat Millwall at home this weekend. Well, do you know what? Watford, for all the critics they get, the managers they get through, they've got through 2 this season, which is actually quite tame for Watford.
Yeah,
you can't really, other than last season, you can't knock it because it does seem to work for them.
Yeah.
It is no way to run a football club, but Watford always seem to pull it out the bag.
It must be frustrating.
And they've righted the wrongs of last season as well.
And there are always some manager that's come out of some random country, no one's ever heard of him. But like you say, I mean, it has worked from the season, because at the start of the season they were awful to watch, absolutely awful. And I mean, the squad they had, there was no excuses there. I mean, they've got the best defence in the league, which is, I mean, some going like I say, the way I watched them start this season, I watched that game against Cov and I thought they were awful then, and still got the win. But no, they have been playing really well recently. Got the win against Norwich the other day, which I think was massive.
I think Norwich are just they're on the beach a little bit now. I thought they'd really want to go and get 100 points, but they just seem to be happy to and they also, if they win, they will no, they won't. Then if Watford drop points and Norwich win, Norwich are champions.
They've won the league, yeah.
But no, it was a big win for Watford at Carrow Road the other day. I think even if they don't do it on Saturday, Watford will go up. But it's weird. I could see Watford going up and sacking this manager.
Well, you never know.
They did it last time, didn't they?
Djukanovic
took him up, and then they sacked him.
Was it Kiki Sanchez Flores who
I
mean, it is strange. But I do think that Watford are going to beat Millwall. I think Millwall, obviously the season's over now.
Yeah.
It's sort of just, like say, they're not going to go down, not going to go up. It's just, and Watford have got something to play for, unless they, I mean, I hate calling Watford a London club. They're not a London club, but around the area. I mean, Millwall, you know what they're like. I mean, they force a rivalry with any team within about 200-mile distance. So,
is Watford a London club?
I mean,
it's on the M25.
Is it London Borough? They call it.
I don't know. It's technically Hertfordshire.
I don't think it's a London club.
It's on the M25. That's London for me.
Yeah.
But no. And then we've got down the bottom of the table. Wickham will be relegated if Derby better their result. And even if Wickham do go down, I think they can go down holding their chins very much high, because I think we've got a certain friend who we'll keep nameless, who did say at the start of the season, Wickham won't win again this season. And
9 wins later.
Yeah, they've got 37 points. A club, it's not a championship size football club whatsoever. They're on our budget ain't big, and we've got a bigger budget than Wickham, so it can't be. It must be a minuscule budget. They've got players like Akin Fenimore. He's not a championship player.
Well, no, I mean that the fact that it's taken him 32 games to get his first championship. I mean, I'm happy for him. Yeah. Because I do think he seems like a top bloke and everything, but I mean
Matt Bloomfield, he was there when they were in League Two, and they've not got championship players. And do you know what? They've got 37 points. They gave it a brilliant go. The only thing that Wickham will regret is that they never got any fans in to experience it.
That's the shame, the horrible thing. But just before we go off the subject of Wickham, if anyone watched the game last night, watch the highlights and watch the penalty.
David
Stockdale hitting a volley from the edge of the box and winning a penalty from it is my highlight of the season so far.
And well, we haven't even spoke about Derby yet. They are on a terrible run of form. Yeah. Wayne Rooney, for me, looks a bit out of his depth.
Well, I mean, I think I said it on the show. I mean, go back and find it. I did say that I didn't think they'd regret bringing him in, because I do think it was I thought, didn't he get like a team of the season or something when he played for him or something?
Yeah.
And I thought he was, whenever I watched him, I thought, well, he doesn't look out special. No. I mean, he looked like a bog standard championship. I mean, obviously in his prime he wasn't, but he was past it, and everyone was sort of thought the sun shined out his rear end.
If Rotherham were capable of stringing a few wins together, Derby would be absolutely knackered. And
if Wednesday didn't have the points,
and Rotherham, I think they've really left themselves. I know they've got the games in hand, but last night, I mean, without pulling any punches, Borough fans didn't even want to win last night.
Yeah.
Like,
in all fairness, they weren't helped by the red card. Which,
no,
I mean,
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
It's a weird one.
I mean, if you do watch it in slow motion, it looks a lot worse than it is. It's horrible coming together. Like, I mean, the elbows, you jump with your elbow.
Yeah.
If the elbow hits him in the head, it's a red card.
Yeah.
But they've headbutted each other.
And I was adamant Rotherham were going to win last night as well. I just thought Borough would not be bothered. I thought Neil Warnock could help his old side out. And it let Sam down for an acca as well, quite a hefty one as well.
Yeah.
So I tipped at him, so I do apologise there. But Wickham will be relegated if Derby better their result.
And hopefully, Derby go down.
That's a big call from you.
No,
do we have any Derby supporting viewers?
I can't imagine it.
Right, and then also in the Championship, Sheffield Wednesday will be relegated if they lose down the road at the Riverside and Derby beat Birmingham at home. I do think Wednesday will get a stay of execution this week.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to win at Borough on Saturday.
They did 4-1 last season.
Yeah. I went.
Yeah. I remember that was the first day I moved in.
Yeah, I think Wednesday will beat Borough, and I think it's going to go. I think your bottom two will be Wickham and Rotherham, and I think it's going to go to the last day between Wednesday and Derby.
Yeah.
And they play each other.
That would be. I hope it does, because you always like to see the.
Yeah. It's been quite tame, the Championship this season, hasn't it? Really, in terms of
there was
the promotion's going to be settled, the playoffs are going to be settled.
A couple of weeks ago, it looked like it was gonna. It was Barnsley, Borough and Reading's form, Cardiff's form. I mean, it says something that QPR have sort of jumped into 8th.
But nah, like I say, it's been quite tame, the Championship, because it's usually everything to play for at this point, but everything looks set really, but I think the last chance we've got of any last day drama is if Sheffield Wednesday or Rotherham get their act together and keep in touch with Derby, especially if obviously Wednesday playing Rotherham on the last day as well. Before we move on from the Championship, I've got to talk about it. Since we last met, if you can't remember last week, or if you weren't watching, I was absolutely cacking myself at the prospect of a 6-pointer against Rotherham, and we turned up on the big occasion, won 1-0, and we've won 2-1 from there against Barnsley, which is impressive.
Yeah.
And away to Stoke last night, which was a barnstorming game. I haven't watched, and I went and missed the game of the season. But just a quick word, I've got to say, credit to the young team that we've got. They've come of age at the right time, and we're safe now. Up to 15th. I've got a nosebleed with that eye in the table.
But it is mathematical.
I think it would take the most crazy turn of it's not mathematically safe, but it would take the most crazy turn of results for us to get relegated from it. I'm saying it now. We're safe. I can sit back with a few cans and enjoy the last 3 games of the season without having to get my heart rate up and down like that. So well done to Mark Robbins and the players. You've made me very happy, and I can't wait to get back to the Rico and watch some Championship football next season. I'm pleased as punch.
That'd be good for us.
Right, now League One, the next permutation is Hull will be promoted if they win away to Lincoln. It's a tough game.
Yeah.
Lincoln have found a bit of form.
After we slagged them off.
Yeah, so Hull deserved promotion, really. They've been the best team in the league all season. I think they've been top for God knows how many weeks now.
Even when the teams below have had games in hand. And I mean, I said I was critical of that, but like I say, it's helped that, I mean, Sunderland at one point looked like they were going to
I tipped Sunderland to win the league, didn't I?
And my God, the run of form
that's a shame.
But Lincoln, I mean, 1-3 on the bounce.
Yeah.
I won't put it past.
I don't know. Am I getting my geography right? This could be classed as a bit of a local derby.
I think Hull's classed as, is it Humberside?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not
as the crow flies.
It's not a million miles away.
As the crow flies, no.
Yeah.
But driving wise, it is quite a hefty way.
But I don't think Lincoln will want a local side to go and get promoted on their patch, so they might turn up here. But Hull probably will get promoted if it's not this week. So full credit to them. They've done well to bounce back. It's stuck with Grant McCann, which
a lot of
very ballsy decision. And it's paid dividends for them. Any questions before we move on?
Nothing yet now.
Right.
So we'll go on to the next team, which is...
Well, I think I think both of these teams, if it's not this week, it'll be the week after.
Oh yeah.
Swindon and Bristol Rovers will be relegated if Swindon don't beat MK Dons away and Bristol Rovers don't beat Portsmouth away.
Can we just add a quick? I hope I'm not doing it too early, but condolences to friend of the show, Mark Little.
Ah, yeah. Well,
what can we say?
I mean, Joey Barton going in there as well. Do you reckon he'll stick around?
What, in League Two? I can't imagine so now. I mean,
would it be harsh to pin this relegation on Joey Barton? Because he's inherited a squad he obviously doesn't rate. I mean, I listened to his post-match interview from the Bristol Rovers game the other night. He was seething. Yeah. I think he said something like, "We've got too many fake footballers in here. Some of these players will be lucky to be playing non-league in a year's time."
God, I wonder if he's on about Mark.
No, he won't be. Mark's a good professional.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, the rebuilding job at Bristol Rovers is going to have to be massive.
Yeah.
It's whether Joey Barton wants to be a part of it, really.
I mean, personally, I can't see him dropping to League Two. I think he made it clear when he was at Fleetwood he wanted to be hired, didn't he? And I think that League Two football for someone that, and I mean, not the best job for the CV from him, but I think he is a good manager, and I think if someone's going to give you a telling off, I mean, you won't want to get a telling off from him, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I personally think he'll jump into a League One.
See, I never had Bristol Rovers go down at the start of the season. I thought on paper, they signed Zane Westbrook from us, who was an excellent player for us last season. I didn't think Bristol Rovers would be down there.
No, and it is sort of...
it's a big club. It's a big club, Bristol Rovers.
I mean, I'd love to have seen... I mean, the thing is, the way Bristol City are going, for next season, I won't rule them out of being... I mean, I've just said this, they'll go up next season, but I mean, the way they've been going, I won't rule them out of sort of a relegation scrap, and it would have been nice to have seen it. Well, I mean, there always is. Bristol Rovers could go on the bounce next season, get promoted. It'd be nice to see a Bristol derby, but...
And Swindon getting relegated is completely no shock to me on the polar opposite of that. I've never got... John Sheridan's resigned now. They beat Portsmouth the other night as well after he resigned.
Yeah.
I've never got the clamour for John Sheridan really as a manager. He always seems to just completely journeyman around the lower leagues and then resign and go to another club when he gets the next offer. He did it this season. He was at Wigan and then he went.
Yeah, I mean, look at Wigan since.
Wigan must be absolutely laughing.
Yeah,
laughing away.
Well, 4 points clear in Northampton. And Northampton got a big win the other night.
Yeah.
Against Ipswich, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-0. I mean, Ipswich have been getting... Since that new owner's come... I know, obviously, he's not signed any players, but they've been pumped by Wimbledon. Northampton.
Yeah.
I mean, Wimbledon. I mean, can we just talk about Wimbledon?
Wimbledon and Wigan.
Let's have a look. So, on the last 4 games... 5-1 against Accrington Stanley, 3-0 against Ipswich, 4-1 against Swindon, 2-1 against Oxford, who were again up there. I mean, what a turnaround that is to say that they look down and out.
But Swindon, it's no shock to me that they're going to get relegated because they are. They're not going to pull it back from here. Nor are Bristol Rovers. It's what is it? Yeah, they've been in and out of court all season. Not in terms of off the pitch.
Yeah.
They lost their manager Richie Wellens to Salford, which if a manager's jumping ship from League One to League Two, you know something's up. So yeah, it's no shock to me that Swindon are getting relegated. Dipping into League Two, Cambridge United will be promoted if they beat Stevenage at home. Fully deserved again. They've been the pace setters for most of the season, haven't they?
Yeah.
Cambridge. Happy as well for Declan Drysdale. He's a young lad from Cov who's on loan at Cambridge, and he seems to be doing quite well there. Did you see the other night? Quite a nice moment. Cambridge played Leyton Orient away, and if you've ever been to Brisbane Road, Leyton Orient's ground, they've got Airbnbs overlooking the ground, and they hired out an Airbnb and just stood on the balcony to.
Cambridge fans?
Yeah, to watch the game. So Cambridge United actually have the highest away following for the 2020-2021 season with 11.
I mean, the thing is, like I say, they've been by far the best team overall the season. I think we mentioned it the other week. Bolton have probably, if the second half of the season
mirrored the first
one, then they'd have absolutely walked the league. But I think Cambridge and Cheltenham have been the two standout teams in that league. I mean, Morecambe.
Still
another one
defying the critics really, because no one had Morecambe up there.
Do you know what? I think still at the top of that league, I think Bolton have shown in the last 4 or 5 games that they can be beaten.
Yeah.
And Morecambe and Tranmere still
plugging away.
Yeah,
and it is plugging away. It's not. Well, it's just chipping away at Bolton, waiting for them to, and they keep pulling the wins out. And full credit to them, they probably deserve to be. It's a shame they all can't go up because they've all done so well, especially Morecambe, because they, like we've said so many times, they're on a completely low budget. Then one of the smallest clubs in the EFL for me, and they're fourth in the league. Derek Adams done a really good job there. Yeah, and I hope Morecambe go up. I do hope Morecambe go up.
Yeah, and I think as well, like I say, lowest budget. Probably one of the lowest budgets in the league.
And it's probably been slashed even further because of the situation the world found itself in.
And you think, it's just that... I mean, I watched them last season and they were awful.
Yeah.
And I genuinely thought that this is a sign of... I mean, no disrespect, Kevin Ellison was still getting a game. I mean, I know obviously the whole thing, Kevin Ellison at Newport, the celebrations. I mean, I still think he's getting on. I don't think he's got that much to offer still. No. Probably of experience, not in playing. I mean, the thing is, I thought on paper Ben Pringle's. I know I'm not saying this because he's a friend of the show, but he's probably the biggest name of that club. Yeah. He can't get a game. I mean,
that is because of how well Gomez. That's what I mean. Gomez, Morecambe have got Gomez, who come from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. He's saying stuff that I hope they push it over the edge. I just think that.
I don't think they've got playoffs in them.
I think the only way they'll go up is. But I think if playoffs, I'd have Tranmere. But no, it's exciting at the top of League Two.
Yeah. And then down the bottom of League Two, Grimsby will be relegated this weekend if they lose away to Oldham and Barrow don't lose away to Tranmere. Grimsby, it's kind of like, deja vu for them because they've always been a Football League club. They dropped into non-league and they never thought they'd do it again, and now they find themselves back. Ian Holloway, for as much credit Ian Holloway gets, I think he needs to take a lot of criticism here because, he bought in. He went to Grimsby. He bought in a load of old has-beens and just completely walked out when the going got tough. And I do feel sorry for Grimsby fans. I don't think there's many people in Grimsby who have
a nice word to say about him.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. But it's going to be a big club for the conference. It took them years to get out of it last time. And it could be again.
It was Omar Bogle and Padraig Amond, wasn't it? So they might need to recruit him again.
But they've got the right man in Paul Hurst, I think.
Yeah.
Paul Hurst.
And he got him out for the level as well. I mean,
he got him out there the first time, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I don't see why he can't do it again. He knows the club, he knows the area. I think they've got the right man to get him back up. It's
same with Southend.
Such a tough league to get him out. Out of.
The conference? Yeah, 100%. I mean, things Ecotricity. Forest Green's chairman.
Dale Vince, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. He said it's the hardest league.
Yeah.
He said in the world to get out of. And I mean, it's the same with.
Can we just say about the conference as well?
Yeah.
Top of the league, Hartlepool United. I don't know about you, but I really want Hartlepool to get promoted.
Well, I think it's
the area we live in. It'd be so good for the area for Hartlepool to be back in the Football League. And
Jeff Stelling
as well. I'll be happy for him. I know they're top of the league by 1 point, and Sutton have got 3 games in hand on them, so it's whether it all depends on Sutton really.
I mean, Sutton didn't look the part.
And Hartlepool have looked don't play on the last day of the season because they were meant to play Dover. So it could be a nervy last day for Hartlepool without even kicking the ball. But no, come on Hartlepool, we want you to get over the line. Put Teesside on the map.
Borough haven't really succeeded the last end of the season, so. But no, like last team, obviously Southend.
They'll be relegated if they lose at home to Leyton Orient.
Again, they've probably got the right man in Phil Brown. I mean, I never.
Well, I was speaking to I know a Southend fan from watching Cov.
Yeah. In
League Ones and League Two, and when we play Southend, and I kept in touch, and apparently their club is an absolute mess. It's in tatters.
Well, Sol Campbell never really kept it quiet.
It's not even. Yeah, I mean, I think Ron Martin, the chairman, is, and. I think they've been in court. They've had about 4 winding up orders in court that have been thrown out. I think the players weren't getting paid at some point this season. I think I've heard that Phil Brown's just gone in on the goodness of his, out of generosity just to try and help the club. Southend are a shambles, and I think the sad thing I think this bloke said to me was, we'll be lucky to have a club in a year's time. We'll probably go the same way as Bury.
Yeah.
And I really hope not, because Southend, they're in the Championship.
Yeah,
in my lifetime.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And they beat Man United in my lifetime.
Yeah, well, look at the way they were. I mean, I still go on about the playoffs.
Yeah.
When I was in Tenerife, watching like Ben Coker,
Dan
Dan
Bentley.
Bentley, and
Barry Core, the big shark. Do you remember him?
Yeah, it's just sad to see what's happening to him, and I mean,
something's going on outside.
So, yeah. I mean, is Phil Brown going to be there next season?
I can't see Phil
No,
Brown
not in the conference. No, he's. But no, like you say, it's.
Sad to see a club like that in such a state. Yeah.
But I mean, you got to credit Barrow.
Barrow, first season.
Yeah.
First season in the National League, losing their manager at the start of the season as well.
Yeah.
They've adapted well. They've made the best of a bad situation. No fans in, who I'm sure would have made a massive difference. Full credit to Barrow, who are probably going to stay up now. So.
Well,
yeah.
you'd imagine so.
Right, that's all we've got. Any questions in before we wrap up?
Yeah, we've got a couple. Which club has the worst mascot?
Which club has the worst mascot?
It's
got to be West Brom with that boiler.
Oh, God.
I want to know, Gunnosaurus. Why is he a dinosaur? What dinosaur's got to do with Arsenal?
I don't know what the link is. I think it was just Gunnosaurus. It sounds good. I don't know where the link, but I mean, he was sacked, wasn't he?
He's back to bring him back. What other mascots? What other bad mascots are there? Fred the Red. I don't like Fred the Red. He's Man United's mascot.
I'm trying to think.
Who asked this question, by the way?
Jack.
Right. The best mascot in the National League, the National League, the Football League, the best mascot in the Football League, without a doubt, other than Sky Blue Sam, my guy, is Mr. and Mrs. Posh of Peterborough United.
What about the pie at Wigan?
Oh, Wigan have a pie, don't they? God,
we'll give a shout out to Sammy and Sally the Stag.
Yeah. Who you've actually played the role of, mate.
No, I haven't. I was meant to. I was about 5 minutes away, and the reason that I didn't was because I had brogues on and I needed. They said I needed black shoes, so that is the reason that I wasn't. And it wasn't Sammy. I was going to be Sally.
You were going to be a woman.
I was going to be a woman stag. Oh, whatever, stagess. I don't know what you call them.
Stagess. Right. Good question that was. I'm
And the normal question. Will the Soccer Saturday boost land?
Oh, here we go.
Why you find that? We've got another question from Harry who says, Alex, you told me at the start of the season Bristol Rovers will get promoted. Not looking as good as my Neil Critchley's Blackpool to go up prediction. Did you say Bristol Rovers would go up?
I said because they signed Zane Westbrook, and I thought he's been there, done that with us. Well, he's going to do it again.
Not looking good.
No.
But now, last thing before the end of the show, we'll have a look. What is the Soccer Saturday boost
land? Watford at home to Millwall.
I said yes.
Barnsley at home to Rotherham. I think they'll want to cement that playoff space, won't they?
I think they might get a point there.
Rotherham?
No, yeah, both teams you tend to get a point.
I think Barnsley. I think that'll come in personally, and this is the one I'm not sure about, which is Norwich away to QPR. The way QPR have been playing.
Yeah, I mean that is.
I think that'll be a draw.
What are the odds?
6-1, and the draw one is 12-1, and then if you have QPR to win, it's 14s.
Do you know what? I might actually. No, I won't. I'm not gonna back it. I'm gonna stick by my guns. It's not gonna come in.
I'm gonna 5-3 to it.
So
£5 on the main one, £3 on that one, and £2 on that one.
Yeah, I'm sticking Barnsley to get a point.
Okay.
So that's where I think it's not going to come in.
And we'll wrap up there.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you.
I mean, hopefully next week we'll be back to. It's only because I'm going away this weekend, which is why it's on a Thursday.
I can't believe you're prioritising your relationship over nothing but football, but.
I blame Lewis. So, but no, thank you for listening. And I mean, next week I can't see any reason why we won't be on the Friday.
Yeah, back to normal.
Back to normal, 5 o'clock. No, and I mean, it's because we had lectures. Why it was 5:30. I mean, we've got everything going on at the minute. I mean, we've actually got to get some uni work done and forget.
Yeah.
So
we've got a deadline next Friday as well. So we can do it a celebratory deadline
if we get it.
Past the deadline, yeah, we will.
But no, thank you for listening as always. And
see you next week.
Yeah, the worst bit of the show having to end it.